Welcome back. Today we have two stories from Surviving Infidelity. The first is about a man who found his ex-best friend cheating with his girlfriend. It's a surprise what he ends up doing for him later. The second is about a woman who found out that her husband and maid of honor were having an affair before the wedding photos even were delivered to her home. Spelling and grammar errors, courtesy of Reddit. Lol. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This story is titled, She Committed Infidelity for 8 Years. Me and my then girlfriend, let's call her Succubus, got our first place after high school. So we decided to throw a housewarming party with a few of our friends. Well, later that night I drank way too much after losing too many drinking games, and I ended up getting sick and spent a while in the bathroom trying to pull myself back together. Only to end up going to bed and passing out. Well, after everyone left, it was just Succubus and my ex-best friend, let's call him M. They both ended up going for each other. I think he initiated it. They ended up in my guitar studio room on the other end of the apartment while I was passed out. And it gets worse. After she slept with him, she came into the bedroom and woke me up around 3:30 a.m. to have round 2 with me. Not knowing at the time what happened. Waking up that next morning, I had this gut feeling something was off but couldn't place it. I even made breakfast for both of them FFS. It was a month later, me and my ex went to a Halloween party at another friend's place, and after a long night of drinking, Succubus ends up falling asleep, and everyone there ended up leaving. I tried to call for a ride home, but my phone died. I was looking around for a charger, and couldn't find any, so I decided to grab Succubus's cell phone out of her bag, and when I turned the screen on, she already had a text up with her best friend. And the first line it read, "Make sure me doesn't find out." Alarm bells going off. I read on. Succubus told her best friend everything that happened that night, and bragging about how exciting and fun it was, and telling her best friend that if the opportunity happened again, she's going to do it. I can't even begin to explain the feeling that came over me. I've never felt a rage and an adrenaline rush that hard in my life. All I could see was red, and the image of M railing Succubus. I ended up leaving with her phone. Driving home when I had no business driving in my state. Making it home, my father met me at my place. I proceeded to pack her things, and after charging my phone I was calling M, pretending I didn't know anything. I told him that I wanted to hang out. Well, he was gone for the weekend hanging with his friends, and he told me he would see me Sunday night. Well, after packing all of Succubus's stuff, I went back to the house to pick her up. She was still asleep. I woke her up, and drove her to her father's house. Confused with all her stuff in the car and headed to her dad's house, she kept asking me what's wrong. Not saying a word, I just tossed her phone in her lap with the text exchange she has with her best friend. She didn't even get sad, she got enraged. Saying, "Why were you going through my phone, and that's an invasion of her privacy." She told her father I was abusing her when we got to her dad's house. Well, she ended up calling M, and told him I knew everything. And when I tried calling him to meet up Sunday night, he with the voice of a dying man said, "I know you know what happened. I'm not going to come see you tonight." I started to laugh, and I told him I'd see him at work then and I had no problem going to jail. Well, Monday comes, I'm literally shaking. I came in a half hour early just to see he was already there. He told the boss what happened, and to not call the cops no matter what happened. I give him credit for that. And when I walked in, he told me to go out back. I proceeded to shove him to the ground, yelling at him to get up. He just laid there, so I ended up landing a few punches to his head. And the hardest part was I couldn't keep going. All I could see was him and me in first grade, when we first met. It killed me inside. After landing those few punches, I couldn't bring myself to do any more, and I just told him it wasn't over. And walked away. 5 years later, he reaches out to me, and we start talking again. After telling me how sorry he was, and after hearing from a bunch of people how he would get drunk, and try and end himself from the guilt, I told him we could talk from time to time. But things would never be the same. Well, later he ended up falling in love with a woman, his first real relationship. And after a year of dating, he finds out she was cheating on him. He was devastated. M hasn't gone a day without drinking at least a 6-pack, and his drinking became a lot worse. I ended up getting a call about a week later while I was at work from him. I could barely understand him. He was crying and blubbering words from being intoxicated. All he kept saying was, "I'm so sorry, I deserve this, and I hope you can forgive me, goodbye." He hung up, and I tried calling him a bunch with no answer. I notified work, and told them I had a family emergency and left. I made it to his house in record time. When I got there, I ran to his door. Through one of those solid glass doors, I saw him hanging from the ceiling, flailing his arms and legs frantically. I threw the door open and grabbed his legs and hoisted him up. The emotional roller coaster I was feeling was insane. Sure, I hated this guy for what he did, but he didn't deserve to die. After a long conversation and getting him sober, I helped him get clean. Just over this past summer, I got a text from him saying, "1 year ago today you saved my life. My name, love you brother. Today is my 365th day of sobriety. I can't believe I made it. Every day I feel conflicted. I hate him, but I'm happy for him." Can you guess what Succubus said when she found out? Oh, poor M. This woman is a psychopath. And had zero remorse for the pain and destruction she caused. This is just one of the stories I have of my time with Succubus. Update. After typing this I was laughing because it sounds like a poorly written drama show. I recently cut M from my life. Kind of the reason I'm drinking and decided to write this out. I may have forgiven him, but I can't forget it. And it's not something I want to keep reliving in my head. Only time he really reaches out anyway is when he wants someone to make him feel better. Finally, had enough. He goes through his breakup and I was there for him. Who was there for me when I was going through my time in hell? No one. I'm not going to be someone's doormat or emotional support anymore. I'm burnt out. This is probably what makes those good guys turn into assholes. Because I feel myself getting to that point. Update 2. I have a jaw-dropping story of the day I left her. That includes Succubus's father. Let's just say I showed him evidence of his daughter's infidelity. He was mad I kicked her out of my house. And when giving him the evidence, he brushes it away, looks into my eyes with the look of anger, and said, "I know she's been cheating on you the whole time." I had no words. That was the first time I've seen him act like that. Makes sense why his daughter is a soul-sucking beast on humanity. Here are a couple of comments followed by a reply from the op. Comment. Bro, you beat up M at your place of work and no one called the cops, and he let you beat him up without fighting back. And then 5 years later he's the biggest drunk because he feels bad about what he did to you, and then he goes to hang himself, and you show up and save his life. Reply. No, he would have become a drunk either way. The boss was a good friend of his. And I punched him outside behind the building, no one saw. When I walked in, the boss looked at me and said, "Do you feel better?" No, I did not. He didn't fight back because he knew I wanted him to. And he knew he had no chance. I'm not bragging, but being 190 pounds to his 140, physics doesn't lean to his favor. And the mixture of the girl he loved cheating on him with another guy, and him knowing the pain he's feeling, was the pain he inflicted on me. I think at that moment he truly knew how much it hurt. Comment. You are a good person. Be proud of that. Reply. I am not a good person. Far from it. I have done good things, but I have also done bad. Having this happen to me has made it very hard for me to have relationships with people. It has made me pretty bitter. I don't have friends, and I've been single for 4 years. I go to work and I go home and work on my house and hang out with my kids. That is my life. This story is titled, I Have No Idea How to Go On. I just found out that my husband and maid of honor had a 3-year-long affair before our October wedding. I can't even watch our video. I'm still waiting for the pictures I don't even want now from our cancelled, modified Corona wedding. We've been together for over a decade. I am broken beyond repair, I feel. I love him so damn much, but I don't even know how to decide if I think I can even heal from this. I lost my 2 best friends in a matter of seconds. I had no idea. I feel so stupid. I want to lay down in a damp forest and just slowly let the earth reclaim me. No more societal norms, no more pain, no more hurting. Sounds lovely. I'm seeking therapy. I just needed to let this out. Edit for info. I'm 31 female, he's 37, she's 41, high school friends, we have no kids. I'm taking the fricking cat. Lived for 11 years together, no common law where we were, just married last October after planning a wedding for nearly 5 years. D-Day was about a week ago. He's moving out March 1st. We are separating. Comment 1. I am sorry to hear that you had to experience this. It stinks. What they did is gross. Right now, don't pressure yourself to heal, to forget, and definitely don't rush to forgive anyone. Postpone any plans with this man. Kick both of them out of your life to give yourself space. You can almost be sure what they would tell you: tears, apologies, excuses. Don't let any of that rubbish to reach you and potentially cause more pain. They had the affair for 3 years. That was a long-term deliberate choice. They have placed the needs over the basic respect for you. For me, that means the man I fell in love with is dead. The best friend I once had is dead. Don't hold on to the old good memories of both of them because they are gone and dead. These are the two new people standing in front of you and they did something so hurtful to you. You shall not be held back by old times. Please do note that it is not your fault. Cheaters have way more personal life issues that they need to deal with themselves. And cheating such a long time with known friends is way beyond sickness. You deserve better, girl, seriously. Be surrounded with people loving you, families, siblings and some friends who you believe are balanced and supportive. And tell yourself that you are lucky to have found it out now than later. God is saving you from a very bad relationship. Comment 2. This is beautifully written. Maybe continue to do so as you go forward. I think future you will be proud if you do. I hope you do not give up and that you find the perfect therapist who helps you find that pathway to healing from this. I believe you are not broken beyond repair. Comment 3. I am sorry that this has happened to you. I am actually at a loss for words. First, I hope that you are getting the help that you need to get through this time and move forward with your life. In addition to counseling, therapy, you absolutely need to meet with an attorney. I can't tell how long you have been married, but if it's under a year, you may even be able to have the marriage annulled. No matter how much you love this man, in reality, he is not the man that you thought he was. The man that you are married to is an imposter. Have you had any contact with his affair partner, and if so, what has she had to say about the shitstorm that she and your husband created and perpetuated? Please take care of yourself first. As far as your husband is concerned, let him deal with his own issues. He is a cheater and a liar, and you will never be able to trust him again. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.